What's happening, Threadheads? This is Brooksy. I'm back here in my studio in Aspen, Colorado. Last time I showed you how to make a purse out of a men's shirt. This time we're going to make a scarf out of sleeves. So for this project, it just takes a men's button-down shirt or a women's blouse or anything like that. You can choose whatever fabric you'd like, but unlike the purses, the stiffer the fabric, it's going to be better for purses, but not for the scarves. You need something a bit lighter and that can drape better, and they can tie it. It's not so stiff around the neck. So I've chosen this nice little light checkered orange cool thing. And also you're just going to need some quilt batting, or you can use fleece or anything else you want to line it, depending on how thick you want it and how thick your fabric is. So first things first, you just simply want to cut off the sleeves at the seam line, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I've got the sleeves cut off. You just want to lay them together with the seam of the sleeve on the bottom. And what I'm going to do is cut straight up from this corner, and then I'm going to cut in a little bit to make it a little bit straighter so it's not so thick. And look at the perfect lines we get to cut on. One-handed. There we go. So we now have both ends of the sleeve. So what we're going to do now is take the shirt, make some more fabric for the middle, this part, so we can make it a little bit longer. So you can see what I used to do is make the midsection out of the front of the shirt, including the buttons, but it ends up being really stiff and the buttons kind of annoy people's necks. So what I do now, on the front side of the shirt, I will cut down the line of both buttons parts, and then I'll simply cut a nice wide strip of the bottom of the shirt, including the seams that are on the side, so I can leave enough up top so I can make a shirt purse, or a pert, or a shirts, whatever you want to call it. Okay, don't do what I just did and stick the scissors under both pieces. Fortunately, I didn't cut too far in, which means I'm still underneath that curve line, and I'll probably cut above here and up to the midsection. So be smart, not like me. So this is the non-lazy, non-Brooksy way to do it. Unfold the shirt and then simply cut down, probably just to the bottom of the pockets. I need a camera person. And repeat on the other end. You guys want to fly to Aspen and hold the camera for me? Alright, so I've cut off the button part of the shirt, and I have that slot there. Now what you want to do is unfold one of the sleeves, lay it against the side, and cut from where you need to be. It's actually going to be pretty close because you guys can't see the pocket really well, but it comes to right here. So just cut along this line, and then just above the curve at the bottom of the shirt. Okay, so that's what I got, a nice long midsection of the scarf. And we all know that scarves are much more fun when they're long, and they're easier to wrap around multiple times and help stay warm. Alright, so both sleeves are laid out on top of our midsection, right sides together. Simply pin them at the end and sew away. I'm actually surprised that more boys don't sew, because there's a pedal and a motor and a dagger. But Rob and I know what's up. Okay, so now what you need to do is turn both sleeves inside out and pin all the way down the edge with the right sides together and sew away. Now this is a nice long stitch, so it might help you to make sure you have enough bobbin thread. Guess who didn't? Freaking hate pins. Okay, you can't see that well, but I've got about a ½ inch in some places of the seam allowance. And you're going to want to cut that off simply because so it doesn't bunch in the bottom. You could iron it open, but then doing any pressing to this is going to make it a little stiffer and flatter, and you want it to drape well. So I don't suggest pressing, which is good because I really don't like to use an iron. Okay, so I've taken out the pins, cut the extra fabric, turned it right side out, and that's what we got. Next thing you want to do is lay out your batting. Since this one's so long, I gotta use the floor, but I'm a boy and that's alright. So just take that, lay the scarf on top, and cut out a pattern of batting around your scarf. What I typically do is leave about a hand's worth of space without batting on both ends, so you can put your hands in there for a little extra warmth. Okay, I've cut out my stuffing. It's not that tough. You just bunch it up a few times in your hand like that, and simply just punch it on in there. This one's a little tight, so my big mitts don't fit too well, but I'll make it work. Okay, so it's stuffed. Next thing you want to do to finish the scarf is sew on both ends. See the little corner of the button for the sleeve? Just on the outside of that, on both sides. And then also sew one down the middle of the scarf to hold the batting in place. And then you'll have it. This always seems to happen, even though I cut the batting to the length that I wanted it to stop at the, with the handful left. I think I stretch it out inside when I stuff it. But just go ahead and sew, and then you can pull out that batting with no problem. Alright, here you have it. Slarf, I think that's what I'm going to call it. If you have a better idea, just let me know. Toss a label on there if you'd like. Once again, you can check me out at hautestew.etsy.com. That's HAUTESTEW. Otherwise, thanks for everything, Thread Bangers. Glad to be a part of it. Look forward to throwing more stuff up in the near future. And once again, have a Happy New Year.